Hello and welcome back to another speed paint. My name is Hiccups, and today we are going to be drawing Arcee. There is an issue here. I very rarely draw well, actually that's a lie. I draw feminine people, but I don't draw women. But every time that I do have a more masculine person, they end up having huge knockers. But they always look like boobs, so I think I have a good advantage here for this. So, let's get on to the speed paint. Now, I'm starting with backgrounds. Oh, wait a minute. Is that Dealy Wheelie? The Dealy Wheelie, holy shit. Anyway, I normally don't do backgrounds at first. And that is very much showing as I gave up and started working on blocking out her shapes, which I try to do perspective. Like, I really like perspective. It's one of my favorite things with drawing, along with shading. But I was having a lot of trouble putting it in perspective, I guess, because of the references I chose. And I ended up just deleting that one. I don't know if anyone's ever talked about this, but Arcee's arms and legs are so weird. I get it, she's a bike. She's gonna have a lot of space whenever she's in her alt mode, but the holes in her arms and her legs are such a weird design choice, but it's very smart, but also simultaneously hard. I couldn't figure out how to get her arm up because of the lack of references of her underarm, I guess, and how that little notch would look. I figured it out though, and then I started trying to do the background again for like the second time. I made these little stamps, which actually did not even get used, but they will be used probably in future projects. And I gave up again on the background and started lining her because I was frustrated. It's a lot of back and forth between backgrounds and the actual character art in this one. It may be the inexperience with women, but I feel like I did make her shoulders like weirdly masculine and wider than her actual character, along with her waist. I feel like I ungirlified her waist. I decuntified her, if you will. Oh, and I'm starting on the fucking background again. A fucking nightmare. This background was my arch enemy in this. I don't know what I was thinking trying to do colors like this, because my brain just does not allow me to make a sketch, color it. I have to line it with something first, otherwise I completely break. And those colors looked atrocious, because I believe I was trying to make it look like Energon, but it just didn't look like Energon flowing through, and I don't think you should be able to see the Energon flowing through your pipes in your room. That sounds a bit dangerous. Also, that is the missile silo, so there would not really be Energon lines like that exposed, I'd hope, because, you know, exposed to any sort of gas or explosive liquid, it will combust. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hiccups, why are you making her legs and half of her pelvis purple? She's blue. She hates pink too, so I'd assume she hates purple. She loves purple. I promise you, she loves purple. Fuck you, background. God, I hate it. That looks so bad. Anyway, I actually normally don't do my colors like this whenever I do special neon lighting, which is what I'm doing. I normally put the character's color down first, and then I start blocking out the lighting. And when I do block out the lighting, I normally add in extra highlights to make it look like they are purple. But I thought I'd change it up and try something different to see if it's easier, because sometimes that gets a little more difficult. And I think from now on, I'll probably end up using this method, even if it gets a little confusing with the amount of color changing. I think it would look better. I'll probably still use my older method with very distant lighting and more diffused rather than straight up, because this was very specific lighting that I wanted for her. I wanted this in the beginning because my last video, Bulkhead, was a light green lighting. Well, actually no, I think it was light blue, I'm not sure, but it was a light blue lighting, and I didn't really like it because it didn't illuminate him like I wanted. Same with Ratchet. I've been wanting to do funky lighting since I got Ratchet, and it just wasn't possible. So I said, fuck it, and did red lighting for her, because I actually asked my friend what color he thinks she would have in her room, and he said red, which would make her purple, which honestly probably worked out the best, because it looks really well with the blues, the purples, and the reds, and the background colors eventually. If I'm honest, I don't know what I would have done if he said green or yellow. Yellow is his favorite color, so I don't know what I would have done if he did say yellow or green. I feel like that would make her look really brown and kind of ugly. I don't think brown would suit Arcee. She gives very cool colors rather than brown. More vibrant than all of the colors meshed together. Though that would be black. Anyway, I started doing her actual highlights, and I decided to do another form of lighting, which was the split lighting that's sort of going on, because I felt like she would have been too shadowed in up top, and I really like trying to make my characters have a lot of contrast in their colors, and I really needed the other form of lighting to illuminate her side. If I am guessing, she probably has a really weird room setup because of this, because I imagine this is her room, but she probably has a really weird room setup because of this random pinstripe light that's coming in. And I would say maybe she has a skylight window. I don't know. But the missile silo doesn't have windows, and I hate it so much because it's embedded in a fucking rock. This is not a fucking volcano. Oh, I wonder if that's actually a reference to G1. Why do the Autobot bases always have to be embedded in rocks? I mean, in G1 it's embedded in a rock. The missile silo is embedded in a rock. The Autobot base in Robots in Disguise, the first one, not the 2015 one, I'm pretty sure their base is underground and you have to go through under rocks with the space bridge. I think Beast Wars was also embedded in a rock. Why did the creators of Transformers really like rocks? I was wanting to make a rock hard joke, but I'm not good at those, so... Anyway, since we're getting up close and personal with Arcee's face, I'm realizing how crazy she looks, and it reminds me a lot of the Arcee iteration for IDW, with just the way that they draw her face most of the time. It's very crazy-ish, and I feel like that sort of seeped in. I've been reading a lot of IDW recently, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't like Arcee in IDW. Her design is really cool, but I do not like the dynamic they first had with her as being not necessarily the assassin part, but I don't like how they pinpointed it specifically on her, if you know what I'm talking about, if I'm remembering it correctly. If I am spouting nonsense, ignore this whole session, because I don't feel like going back and checking, because I am in the middle of reading the last phase of it. So instead of focusing on a completely different continuity of Arcee, I should probably focus on Prime, but I can't bring anything to mind about her backstory besides her beef with Arachnid, which honestly, girl same, and her dead lovers. So anyway, here's the finished product. I really like it. I really like how the lighting came out, and I really like eventually her form and the pose that I chose. I feel like it gives a more powerful vibe, and like she is in charge, and she is the badass that she is, because she is great. I didn't talk much about her character, but Arcee may not be my favorite, but I do enjoy her. She is a really good character, and I feel like she may need a little bit of work because of, you know, usual sexism, over-sexualization, which I actually tried my best to avoid whenever I was trying to make her. I wanted to give off a more powerful and dangerous vibe rather than fuck me, which I'm hoping that came off thoroughly instead of only slightly. And yeah, the background, I guess. Thank you so much for watching, and you can find me on either of these platforms. I unfortunately will not be posting my art on Instagram anymore because of their AI stuff, which any other platform probably isn't that much better, but I wasn't doing well on Instagram anyway, so it was really just an excuse to get me to stop. But I will consistently be posting my art on Tumblr now, which before I never did, but now I am. And as always, if you like it, please like the video and subscribe. Also, consider checking out my commissions because, well, I like drawing for people if I get money. Who doesn't? But anyway, bye-bye.